Alright, so we're gonna get round one going. If you guys watched the draft, this is a pretty weird deck. We're running Artificer's Assistant with some artifacts. Daring Archaeologist, you'll notice we have two Board the Weatherlights, which I've never put this in a deck before. I have no idea if this is gonna work out. We do have Lyra and Zahid. Some Sphinxes to win us the game. I did make one cut from the draft video. I wound up cutting a Scholar for Guardians. We don't really get a ton of value from this. Really the only thing we get is from Surveyor. However, I did the math on Board the Weatherlight, and with 8 historic cards, we had like a 78-ish, 79% chance to hit. And that's assuming we didn't have any in our hand when we were casting this. So I wanted to add one more just as a little buffer. This puts us up around like 80-ish%, maybe a little bit over. And there are some benefits to running this. It's another card that we can actually get back with Archaeologist. And it triggers Archaeologist as well, gives it another 1/1. So while it's not great as a 5-mana 4/4, you know, I wanted that extra percentage and triggers from Daring Archaeologist, and I figured we didn't necessarily need a Scholar. It's not doing a whole lot. I thought also about maybe cutting a Drake to put the Scholar in, but they're both 2 power, so I think we might wind up trading off Academy Drake if we're having a little trouble early game anyway. And we're still only sitting around the average cost of 3.3, which I think is fine. We won't have any trouble getting to like 5 mana, I don't think, with all these divinations and a Surveyor. So let's get going. Let's see if we can make the Board the Weatherlight and Artificer's Assistant work. I have no idea. This might crash and burn, but I think we'll get a few wins just from having flyers. So hopefully we at least break even. Kind of excited. Like, I've played a ton of drafts, and it's always fun when you kind of are able to get an archetype that you've never played to build a deck. Whether or not it works, we'll find out. Well, here we go. Let's start rolling the dice, boys. We will keep. I'd like to hold Syncopate up, but I think we're just going to go turn 2, turn 3. We do have roughly like a 20-ish, 25% chance to whiff with Board the Weatherlight. And that's kind of high, but the thing is that if we whiff, we're also getting a lot closer to the cards. You know, we're getting 5 cards deeper towards a historic card, which includes our Lyra and Zahid. So if we miss, yeah, we're down a card, but you know, it takes us from like a 1 out of... It takes us from like hitting a historic card to, you know, from like 25-ish% to 30%. So not terrible. And we do have, you know, divinations to make up when we do with Board the Weatherlight. So we currently have 4 mana. However, if we get Surveyor out, we can bounce it with Koilos and get another land. Is that going to be better than start bashing in the air for 2 every turn? He does have pressure on us. We're sending some bad cards to the bottom, which is good. Next turn we can play this. Yeah. Oh, this is tough. I think we want... Yeah, I think we'll take this. Oh, sure do we. Let's take Yeah, let's take Surveyor so we can just try to maybe get some more value. I don't know. Maybe not. Because he's going to be hitting us. Hopefully... I mean, I think my reasoning kind of there was we'll draw a flyer eventually that will be able to block this. So 2 plains, 3 islands. We do have Syncopate. Let's go ahead and just take a plains. If he plays a ground creature, I might just attack with this and see if he blocks. And if he does, then I will just bring it back with Archaeologist. And next turn we can bounce it and get another one. Let's kind of get as many lands out of our deck as we can. Yeah, that changes things. So now I think we want to block here. So... The question is, do we hold up Syncopate and block this? Do we play Glider? Do we play Archaeologist and not get any value? I think this is fine. Then we play this. Next turn we play Guardian. They can block the Baloth again. But I might not want to block with this next. I think I want to return this. Taking 6, going to 12. Yeah, I think I should have attacked with this last turn. That was a mistake. Just pass. Does that mean he has a Syncopate? It's kind of not good for us. But I think we just have to do it. No Syncopate, that's good. So now we can block here. Next turn we can actually do both of these and make this a 6/6. I guess we could have the untap thing. But if he has that, we just gotta get it out of his hand. Doesn't. What does he have? Does he have like 7 and 8 drops or something? If that's the case, maybe we just play one of these, like play this and then hold up Syncopate. Guess it depends what he plays here. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Guess he just has lands, like he's flooded. If he's flooded, he might have waited a turn. I think we still do want to hold up Syncopate, like instead of playing 2 of our artifacts. We do need to find a flyer so we don't die to this, but we have enough that I think we can eventually. So let's just play this and pass. Hopefully, maybe he has like the Verdant Force. He might know something's up since we didn't cast our Surveyor that he knows we have. Ooh, okay, perfect. See, we just straight up lose to this card. That is really good for us. Now we just need to find an answer to this, and I think we're smooth sailing. We can actually... Oh, that's a good one. Man, and it triggers this. This guy is just doing some work for us. So 4, 7... We can't play both. We can't do this. We can play both of these. Let's do that. only 1 mana gives him +1/+1, so we're not worried there. We're hitting him for 8. It's a 2-turn lethal. Plus we're gonna play this. I don't know if he just wants to like chump there, because it's not really doing anything at this point. This guy's unblockable next turn too. I don't know if this is indicative of how our deck is gonna go, but this game specifically was really sweet. Maybe he has Blessed Light for this now? But I still think we'd be okay. We still have a div. We can start tapping this and chumping this, like if we really have to. Did we... Shoot, we clicked through attacks. Whoops. Well, I guess we have to block now. I was talking and not paying attention. Darn it. That's pretty good. 4, 7. Guess I should have played it first. Guess it doesn't really matter because he's dead if he doesn't have removal. I also should have tapped this on his end turn. Alright, I gotta tighten it up a little bit. I was getting too excited about this deck and talking about it, and need to kind of just focus a little bit here. So that was crazy. That was kind of how we drew it up. Yeah, that was cool. Let's see if we got on the good side of variance and doesn't actually work, or if it does. I don't think we want to change anything. We did have that 4/4, which was like one of the things I was worried about in this deck, since we have like no removal. Like if he plays a 4/4 on turn 4, we're gonna have a difficult time dealing with it. Like even our Sphinx doesn't block it. Like we're gonna have to be double blocking it with stuff. And even then, if we double block, it's still probably gonna 2-for-1 us. I don't think there's any way for us to stop that though. Like we could put in this, but yeah, doesn't help too much. If he manages to resolve Multani, we're gonna lose. Like I guess we have Icy Manipulator to handle it, but we just can't beat it. We're gonna have to hope to like beat him before he gets to it, I guess. He's splashing white. Not exactly sure what that would be for. Only thing I maybe like Teferi if he opens Teferi, or exile a creature, 5 mana exile a creature. Well, here we go again. Okay. So I think we will probably be playing this on turn 2. Maybe sneak in some damage. I guess it depends what he plays on turn 2 as well. If he plays like a 1/3 or something, we probably won't. That's actually not bad. It's our one removal in the deck. We do have some 3 mana creatures that can make this guy unblockable if he plays like a 2/3 or something. We don't mind trading this off either. So, do we want to play the Arcanist or board the Weatherlight? Each turn, board the Weatherlight gets worse if we draw a historic card. This guy's not doing too much. Like, we don't have anything that will help us cast. I think we just want to do this. So, I think this will probably help us win the most. Like, we want to get to... This doesn't really leave us with anything to do on turn 4. But once we play this on like turn 6, after we cast our Sphinx, hopefully we draw a land and we can cast Sphinx on 5, but I think we want this. I wouldn't have minded the wall, just to protect us on the ground, because he's probably going to play that 4-4 here. But if he does, we have Reproach for it. Yep. Okay, so we hit our 5th land, that's really good. I think I'm going to attack with this, because if he blocks we can Reproach it. That is good for us, because then we can Reproach and Arcanist. I think him blocking here really depends on what he has in his hand. Like, if he can stop flyers, then he probably wants to block. But if he doesn't have a way to deal with our flyers, which he saw one of our flyers, he saw, yeah, one of our flyers, and we're blue-white, so we can probably assume, do we have more? We can also go Sphinx into Time of Ice into Koilo's bouncing Time of Ice to keep all of his guys tapped again. Just pretty crazy. I mean, they'll untap for 1 turn, but yeah, he shouldn't have played that first. Like, I might not have played this if he left all that mana open. I probably would have still, but so this is good. This is working out perfectly. Exactly how we drew it up. Fortunately, we don't get unblockable this turn. I actually don't think we want to do this now because we might want to keep this on the top and then we're just wasting this. So we can save that for a later time. So 5 mana, I don't think we really want. So if we keep this, we're going to be wasting our scry, but we're going to go turn 5, turn 6, and then we can kick this on turn 7. Alright, I can get behind that. No, because I don't want to waste the scry, so let's do this, and then we'll probably get to a land. Maybe, maybe not. If not, it's not the end of the world. So he plays a guy, we tap down this guy, get in for 5. Okay, so we're getting in for 2. Let's see what we can scry into. Does that do anything? I don't think so. I think at this point we would even want to land more so we can do this on turn 7. Or 8, I guess. I guess the question is, do we even want to bounce this? I think the answer is yes, because, I mean, it depends on what he plays, but it gives us, like, next turn we can tap this down, get in with everything, and they will untap, but then we can do it again next turn. We get back in with Relic Runner. Is he splashing for that, or is he splashing for blue? I guess that means he's splashing for blue then. So yeah, now we get him for 5. Take him to 9. They will untap, and we attack for 2. Take him to 7. Tap another guy, play this. We also could just make a 4/4 and then they get return. I think we do want the taps again and the triggers for this guy. What the heck was that? I don't really know what's going on there. Might have the thing that gives it reach, but it doesn't even kill our guy. Okay, I don't care about that. So with 4 mana, we can play Drake for 3, which I think we want to do that because we want to get in the damage. Not like that. So, do we want to attack with this? He goes 2, 3, 4. Probably not. Just keeping him honest. I guess we probably shouldn't do that because he might have a trick. He hasn't played one yet, so I wouldn't think he does, but yeah, there's like no benefit to doing that. He's gonna block every single time. So, do we have lethal? 3, 4, 5. We have lethal if we draw a historic card. Card doesn't do anything. Not quite historic. 3, 4, 5. On next turn, he gets to play one of these. We can hit him for 2, 5. The 6, so we're gonna get this little guy in there. Sure, I think our other cards are so low impact, even though we have a couple of them out. But we actually don't mind this here. So we have 6, 8, 9 power in the air. I really hate that card. I've lost that card so many times, but it doesn't do anything here. He's still dead. Just go ahead and cast this first. We need to? Hold on. So he just has 1 blocker. He blocks here and takes 3. Nothing else he can do, right? Nope. Alright. That worked very well, surprisingly well, and he even had a lot of answers to our flyers, and I don't think people are going to have that many answers, really. Like, 2 spiders stops us dead in our tracks, but we had the wombo combo with Time of Ice. That was awesome. I loved it. Alright, I'm going to end this video and get the next round going.